23 points a game. He also leads the team in three-point field goals, and he's one of the team leaders in rebounds. He's actually second on the team in rebounding, and you would kind of call him, like a point forward, so to speak. He's the kind of guy, he's got to have the ball in his hands. When he does, he makes good decisions, but he's also very good getting to the basket, and, he's a force inside. And after that, you have Corey Blackwell and Devin Benson, who also average close to 10 points a game for Coach Paul Rodeo's squad. So again, these guys, they come out, they can get up and down the floor, and that's what they like to do. They like to run.
Wildwood Catholic coming in 18-2 overall, 9-0 in the Cape Atlantic League United Division, United Conference. St. Joseph 17-5. A couple losses recently, though, so as we mentioned, the Wildcats trying to get back on track here on the road tonight. 17-5 overall, 6-3 in the Cal United. St. Joe, as we mentioned, the number 5 seed in the upcoming Cal playoffs. Wildwood Catholic, the number 2 seed. And then for the state non-public B South playoffs, St. Joe, the number 4 seed. They'll take on Doane Academy in the first round. Wildwood Catholic, of course, earning the number 1 seed, buddy, in the state playoffs, which means the road to a title basically goes through North Wildwood until the championship round. The Crusaders of Wildwood Catholic will host Moorestown Friends to open up the state playoffs. We'll step aside for the national anthem. Back after this with starting lineups and the start of the game between St. Joe and Wildwood Catholic on 98.7 The Coast. get set for the start of this one between Wildwood Catholic and St. Joseph. Again, live video tonight being provided by Matt Ulmer, Ulmer's Appliance Service. You can check it out at CoachSportsToday.com. This broadcast proudly brought to you by Crest Savings Bank, banking since 1919 with branches to serve you throughout Cape May County. Visit CrestSavings.com. Also brought to you in part by the Sprint Store in Cape May Courthouse, which is only steps from the Middle Township Panthers home field. They'd like to wish the Middle Township Panthers best of luck with the 2017-18 season. Of course, Middle Township, boys and girls, getting set for some big games coming up as well. Also brought to you by Oliveri Chiropractic and Rehabilitation at 1501 Route 47 South in Rio Grande. Log on to oliverichiropractic.com for more info. Starting lineups right now. First for St. Joseph, Marcellus Ross, 1,000-point scorer in the backcourt. He's only a junior. Also starting for the Wildcats, Corey Blackwell. He's a junior. Kendall Blunt, the senior. Freshman, Keyshawn Griffin. And also another freshman, Devin Benson. And then for Wildwood Catholic, the lineup that the Crusaders have been going with throughout this tremendous season so far. A pair of sophomores in the lineup, Jaleel White and Taj Threet manning the middle. And then the trio of seniors, Caleb Fields, Charles Fields, and Matt Capizzoli. As we get set to tip off here in North Wildwood again, regular season winding down, Cape Atlantic League playoffs starting on Friday night. We'll have a game right back here on 98.7 The Coast between Wildwood Catholic, the 2 seed, and Millville, the 7 seed. A lot of great games to look forward to over the next couple of nights, next couple of weeks, buddy. That time of year, right?
Yes, it is. It's that time of year, playoff time, and particularly right now with the Cape Atlantic League tournament. So you want to check our website, check Coast Sports Today, to see what other games are going to be broadcast. As of right now, Phil Pizzi and Dennis Brown will be traveling up to Mainland to do the Wildwood Catholic girls game against Mainland on Friday. So check out for the starting time of that. You can get all that information at 987thecoast.com or coastsportstoday.com. The officials for tonight's game, you can tell it's a good game and a big game, Mike, because the officials for tonight's game, the referee, the gentleman with the basketball stepping into the circle, is Mr. George McLean. And to George's right is Frank Sipple. To his left is Keith Pollack.
St. Joe controls the tip, and the Wildcats will start with possession wearing black, moving right to left on your radio dial or on your screen. Catholic wearing the home white with the blue trim. Now there's a three-pointer, top of the key. Kendall Blunt, back iron, no good. Rebound comes down to Wildwood Catholic, and Caleb Fields pushing the ball for Catholic. Over to White. Ball bounced off of White's leg as St. Joe got a hand on that basketball, and an early turnover here against Wildwood Catholic.
St. Joe coming out very aggressively in their man-to-man defense, putting a lot of pressure on the sophomore, and White turns it over.
So St. Joe sets the offense now. Catholic in a man-to-man. Ross dumps a pass down low to Keyshawn Griffin, and a nice look there as Griffin scores for 2 on the inside. And
Griffin is 6'5" freshman. Good execution by the Wildcats, and they get an easy layup. No help side defense at all by Wildwood Catholic.
St. Joe coming out in a zone look on defense. Looks like a 2-3, 2-1-2. Capizzoli gets the entry pass in the post over to Threet. Threet goes up, looking for a foul, didn't get it, but he does convert on the inside, and we're tied up at 2.
That was a good block-to-block pass. Capizzoli found his teammate, Threet. Threet used the glass, laid it up and in, ties up the score.
Wildcats turn now. Blackwell, top of the key, gets a pass over to Benson. Benson drives, his shot is up, off of the rim, no good. Rebound comes down to White, and now it's White pushing the tempo for Catholic. Down to Threet, power dribble over to Chuck Fields, tied up down there, and the Wildcats come away with it. Ahead of the pack to Benson, and Benson scores the uncontested layup for 2.
And that time, the Wildcats taking advantage of a Catholic turnover, scoring an easy basket in transition, Mike.
Here's Chuck Fields in the corner, now back up top to Caleb Fields as he looks to set the offense for Wildwood Catholic. Crusaders down 4-2, 6 minutes to go, opening quarter here, North Wildwood. Hounded by Benson right now, gets a pass over to White. White, good defense there by Ross, a little too good, as they'll whistle Ross there for the reach-in, first foul of the game.
And that will be the first personal foul against Marcellus Ross, the 6'3" junior guard. First team foul, and St. Joe's really extending this 2-3 zone. Caleb Fields has got to be very aware of the 5-second violation. That was close.
Now here's White with a foot on the line, and he knocks down the deep two as it rattles home for Jalil White. St. Joe with the ball now, across the timeline. As they work it over to Blackwell. Now to Blunt in the near corner, handoff to Ross. Thought about a shot, double team. Back up to Blunt. Now to Benson. Into the post. High post to Ross, looking down low for a teammate there. Grabbed by Griffin. And the ball is loose, out of bounds, and it'll go to Wildwood Catholic. So good job there by the Crusaders, collapsing on defense down low.
Well, that time too, and if that would have been a crisper pass offensively by St. Joe, Wildwood Catholic didn't react quick enough, and Griffin bobbled the ball, allowing Wildwood Catholic's defense to get there.
Now here's White finding Thweet again. He's blocked on the way up, but a foul is called. As Blunt got ball, also got some body down low, which will send Taj Thweet to the free throw line. So 2 free throws coming up here for Taj Thweet. Sophomore standout for Wildwood Catholic, looking to give the Crusaders the lead. First one is good.
And they call that foul on the freshman, Keyshawn Griffin. That's his first, team's second.
Second shot from Thweet, nothing but net. Thweet 4 early points, Catholic 6-4 lead. And now the Crusaders extending their pressure a bit. St. Joe across the timeline. Blunt in the lane. Shot is blocked by Thweet. And Thweet comes down with the rebound. Now here's Chuck Fields, and Dave DeWeese wants his guys to move. 3 ball on the corner from Caleb Fields. No good. Rebound comes down to St. Joe. Now it's stolen away by Catholic. Here's White for 3 in the far corner. His shot off the mark. Capizoli with the rebound for the moment, but he loses it out of bounds, and St. Joe will have the basketball. So some open looks there for Wildwood Catholic. Can't get him to go down. It's still a 6-4 game, 4:46 to go opening quarter.
Matt Capizoli, I didn't think he realized how wide open he was when he got that offensive rebound. He did not need to bring that ball up. He should have went right back up. It would have been an easy 2.
Here's Ross for 3 from the right corner. Rattles out, and the rebound tipped away, and it's Chuck Fields. And now White up to Caleb Fields. Back to Charles Fields, jab step into the lane, looks down low to Capizoli. Pump fake, can't get it to go down low. And St. Joe gets the defensive rebound. Here's Ross. Double team, hits the deck. And we have a foul called. As Marcellus Ross looked to move the ball back up toward the top of the key, but got tripped up on the way. Foul going against White.
Jaleel White is going to pick up his first, a 6'5" sophomore. His first team foul against the Crusaders. 4:15 to play here in the opening quarter. It's Wildwood Catholic 6, St. Joseph's 4.
Wildcats get the ball into Blunt. Now hand off to Ross. It's Blunt with the basketball again. Back up top of the key. Ross down about a 3. Now he does launch a 3. That one's off. And White clears the rebound for Catholic. Ahead to Caleb Fields. Through the legs dribble. Back up to White. Capizoli left wing. Open 3. And it's good from Caleb Fields, who was left open somehow by St. Joe on that time. 9-4 St. Joe trailing, but they get the layup here. As coming right back is Keyshawn Griffin for 2. And we have a timeout called, a 30-second timeout. So we'll keep it right here as Wildwood Catholic leads this game 9-6. This broadcast brought to you by Primo Hoagies. For lunch, dinner, or a party tray. For your next event, tired of the same old so-so? Make it a Primo. Located in Rio Grande. Brought to you by Sturdy Savings Bank, banking with a personal touch. Proudly supporting Cape May County High School basketball. Visit SturdyOnline.com for all of your banking and financial needs. Also brought to you by Lucky Bones in Cape May. The warmth of a hometown atmosphere, great food, great friends, and a nice cold craft beer. Lucky Bones at the foot of the bridge in Cape May. So more than half of the quarter going by here, buddy. 9-6, Wildwood Catholic on top.
And Coach Paul Rodeo called that quick 30-second timeout to make some adjustments. And I know Coach Dave DeWeese is not happy with the backside of his defense. That is the third easy field goal attempt. 2 were scored by St. Joe's that his club has given up.
Jacob hopping into the game for the first time for Wildwood Catholic. He just downloaded 3, but it's taken away. Benson looking for Ross ahead of the pack for St. Joe. That ball is tipped, and the Wildcats will keep possession. 3:30 to go, opening quarter, 9-6. Wildwood Catholic on top of St. Joe. Wildcats to inbound. It's Blackwell to Ross. Ross for three. That one won't fall, and White clears the rebound for Catholic. Jalil White, the rangy sophomore. Now here's a three from Hopping. Back iron. Wildwood at Catholic. And St. Joe on the move, and that's Ross that time, taking advantage of the long miss and getting two. Frenetic pace to this one. Alley-oop attempt there. He didn't dunk it, but he got two, and that was Taj Threed on the inside.
Yeah, they're going up and down the floor very quickly.
Keeping us on our toes here in the corner. As Ross step back, that's a deep two, and he draws the contact on the play. Got White up into the air, so Marcellus Ross will head to the line to shoot two for St. Joe.
And that's not a good foul. Obviously, fouling a jump shooter 18 feet from the basket. But what makes that foul even worse, Mike, is it's going to be Jaleel White's, his second, team second. Jaleel White is actually out to a very strong start in his first quarter. He's got 3 defensive rebounds, and he's been in the mix with the offensive flow, really making a lot of things happen.
Ross hits the first. Noel Gonzalez, another freshman, checks into the lineup for St. Joe. Also checking in for the first time, Joe Enwergi, Jr. for St. Joe, as Ross tees up his second free throw. Chance to bring his team within one here in the first quarter. Ross's second free throw also good, and the Wildcats trail by one, 11-10. Three-quarter court pressure here from the Wildcats. Caleb Fields to Capizzoli. They get it across the timeline to Hopping, looking for Chuck Fields on the backdoor cut, and it's thrown away. Here come the Wildcats. Ross between the legs. Gonzalez in the corner. Back to Ross. Deep three on the way. Off the mark. Ball goes out of bounds, and last tip there. It looked like Blackwell on the inside as Hopping had good position. Blackwell went over the top. No foul called, but Wildwood Catholic does keep the basketball.
And Marcellus Ross is now 0 for 4 from beyond the arc here in the first quarter.
Chuck Fields across half court. Caleb Fields open in the corner for three. That one rims out. And ahead of the pack here is Ross on the break. Rejected, but a foul called as Caleb Fields was able to block that shot. They get him for the body down low. And it's Ross heading back to the free throw line for two more.
That's going to be the first personal foul against Caleb Fields. Third team foul.
So Marcellus Ross, a chance to put his team in the lead here with 2 free throws. St. Joe trailing by 1. 2:15 to go opening quarter. First one is good. More substitutions here for St. Joe. Very deep bench for the Wildcats. Starter Blunt back into the game. Also Joe Umasella, the senior, checks in for the first time. Ross's second free throw is good, and the Wildcats take a 1-point lead. Here's Hopping to Chuck Fields to Capizzoli. Back to Charles Fields. High post to Caleb. Back up top to Charles Fields. Looking down low for Capizzoli. He somehow catches down there in traffic. Up top to Hopping. Hopping trying to slice through the lane there. Ball still loose on the floor. Blunt comes away with it, but they're going to say his foot was on the line, and it'll be Wildwood Catholic basketball.
The 6'5" senior Kendall Blunt going down hard to try and come up with that loose ball. But as they said, he was on the line.
There's Capizzoli with a rare three-point attempt, and he drills it, so give 3 to Matt Capizzoli. Ross quickly back the other way, bank shot off the mark. Thweet with the rebound. Outlets to Hopping. Jacob Hopping floats a pass to Caleb Fields. Up top to Hopping. Back to Fields. Dips in into the lane. Pull-up jumper from the elbow is short. Capizzoli crashing the boards, and his shot falls in. So 5 quick points from Capizzoli. 16-12, Catholic on top. Here's Gonzalez across the timeline for the Wildcats of St. Joe. Over to Umasella. Pick and roll with Blunt. Doesn't give it to Blunt, though. Gonzalez rejected down there by Thweet, but crashing and getting the rebound and scoring was Keyshawn Griffin.
Yeah, Griffin in the right spot at the right time. able to take advantage of that. And then Capozzoli not paying attention, it's just from behind.
Stolen away here. Gonzalez thought about it too. Now dips in off of the glass. No good. Rebound and put back. And that one is good by Joe Umasella. We got a tie ball game. 16 up, under a minute to go, first quarter. The teams played very tight the first time around in Hamilton, as we mentioned. Ultimately, Wildwood Catholic coming away with the win here. We're tied at 16 as Threet makes a move, now kicks it up top to Caleb Fields. He'll reset over to Hopping in the corner, back up top to Caleb Fields. Shouts out some commands here, belt high dribble. Working against the St. Joe zone defense to Chuck Fields to Hopping, flashing in the lane. Hopping a wild shot, but fouled on the play. And Jacob Hopping will go to the free throw line to shoot two.
They're going to call that foul on number 5, Joey Umasella, the 6-foot senior guard. He's going to pick up his first, team's third, sending Hopping to the line for 2. Good strong spin move, Mike, by Hopping to get back into the lane as he was going right, then he spun back left. But like you said, it was a little bit of a wild finish, and Umasella did bail him out by fouling him.
Hopping hits the first, hits the second. And Catholic is on top. 14 seconds to go opening quarter. Still pressing here are the Crusaders. St. Joe across the timeline with Blunt. Umasella for 3. Off of the mark. Hopping with the rebound. 3 seconds to go. Hopping. Did he get it off? He did. But it's off the back of the rim and no good. So after one, Wildwood Catholic on top of St. Joe in a highly entertaining quarter. Catholic on top, 18-16. We're back for second quarter action after this on 98.7 The Coast.
Yes.
Yep, perfect. Mike Franco, Buddy Tarbon back here for second quarter action in North Wildwood. Catholic on top of St. Joe, 18-16. Live video, of course, by Matt Ulmer. Ulmer's appliance service. Here's a Caleb Fields 3, and just like that, quick start for Catholic as Fields nails the triple.
And so, quick glance at the stat sheets. That's one of the advantages Catholic had in that first quarter, Mike. They hit 2 3-point shots. That's their third. St. Joe is yet to hit a three-pointer.
Benson trying to answer for St. Joe. Scramble for the rebound. Blunt down low. He goes back up strong and finishes in traffic. First 2 of the game for Kendall Blunt. 21-18 Wildwood Catholic on top. Here's Hopping. Penetrates back up top to White. Fields thought about a 3 in the far corner. Back up to White. Hopping wide open for 3. He launches. Air ball long. But the rebound comes down to Catholic. Here's a Caleb Fields 3. That ball rims out. Hopping working on the rebound. Chuck Fields working on the rebound. Taj Thweet working on the rebound. And that time, Thweet gets it to go.
Wow, for Coach Paul Rodeo, his Wildcats, he can't be happy. That's 4 putback opportunities, and they finally cashed one in.
Ross jacking up a 3 was off the mark. And Wershey grabbed the rebound, but his foot landed out of bounds, so basketball going back to Wildwood Catholic here. 23-18, Catholic on top. St. Joe still extending that 3-quarter court pressure. And the Crusaders break it with White, sophomore. Triggers the offense up top. Right wing to Chuck Fields, back up top to White. Back to Fields on the right wing. Caleb Fields on the left wing now. Back up top to White. Probing the D, looking for an opening here. It's Hopping in the corner. Gets it into Thweet. Trouble with the handle. Back up to Hopping. And now out to Caleb Fields. As Catholic looks to reset. Now here's Hopping. Thought about a three. Gets double teamed though. Ball goes out of bounds right in front of head coach Paul Rodeo Jr. of St. Joe. And it'll stay with Wildwood Catholic. Substitution here for St. Joe as Griffin checks back into the game. Freshman starter. Chuck Fields inbounds to Caleb Fields as he walks it back across the timeline here.
St. Joe's still in that 2-3 zone, Mike. See how much longer they stay in that.
Catholic has been patient with it. Now here's White trying to penetrate. He's cut off before he gets to the lane. Hopping left wing, cross-court pass to White. Drives along the baseline, hangs and gets two. A nice move there from Jalil White.
Yeah, that was a real strong move by the 6'5 sophomore. He really, a burst of energy right through the right side of that zone, got right to the rack, laid it up off the glass and in.
Three ball on the way there by Blackwell. It's off the mark, battle for the rebound, and it comes down to Chuck Fields, but now stolen away by Ross, and Ross drills the three from the corner. So Marcellus Ross, he already has 9 in the game. And now St. Joe down by 4, 25-21.
Well, that was their 10th three-point attempt in their first make. Marcellus Ross now 1 of 6 from beyond the arc.
He's not afraid to shoot it, no doubt. Now here's White to Chuck Fields. Back up top to White, over to Caleb Fields, left wing. Now here's White, tries to penetrate, gets cut off. To Hopping, to Fields, steps in, floater on the way and good. Nice move there by Caleb Fields to get 2 to make it a 27-21 game. St. Joe's turn now. As Wildwood Catholic in a zone look to come out here in the second quarter. Blackwell floating along the baseline. Ross in the corner for 3. That one won't fall. And Thweet clears the rebound for Catholic. Now here's Hopping. Spin move up over the glass and rejected there. Ball still loose. And it'll be going back to St. Joe. As Hopping threw a wild shot up, and it was blocked away and ultimately out of bounds off of Wildwood Catholic.
Well, again, he did a great job driving that right baseline with a big spin move again and gets to the rim. I think, Mike, he'd be advantageous right there to come to a jump stop. Come to a jump stop, get yourself under control, go up strong.
Jake McGonigal, buddy Jake McGonigal into the game for the first time for Catholic. St. Joe running its offense here, running its set. Marcellus Ross into the lane, his floater. Back rim no good, gets his own rebound. Second shot no good. Another rebound down there, that was Griffin. Still can't get it to fall, and Wildwood Catholic comes out with the rebound. Caleb Fields driving baseline. His layup is good, so Caleb Fields, he's pouring in the points. He has 10. And a timeout here by St. Joe, as the Wildcats want to talk things over here. 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it right here. And remind you, this broadcast brought to you by Reef Family Pharmacy, full-service pharmacy located at 804 Route 9 South in Cape May Courthouse. They've been serving the local community since 2009 and supporting all of the athletes in tonight's matchup. This game also brought to you by the Mad Batter Restaurant at the Carroll Villa Hotel in Cape May's traditional spot for over 40 years. Open every day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The Mad Batter at 19 Jackson Street. Also by Hemingway's at the Grand in Cape May. The locals' favorite restaurant for lunch or dinner, Hemingway's, oceanfront on Beach Avenue in Cape May. Follow them on Facebook. So 29-21, Wildwood Catholic on top here. It'll be St. Joe basketball.
Well, and again, too, what's happening is St. Joe's is getting frustrated because they can't get their shots to fall, especially on the inside. They're getting some opportunities, but then Wildwood Catholic pushes the ball down the floor and scores quickly.
Ross is off on the jumper there, and Wildwood Catholic clears the rebound, so a chance to move in front by double digits here with less than half of the second period going by. Here's White, checked by the freshman Benson. Good passing on the interior, but Chuck Fields missed the gimme, and St. Joe comes away with it. Here's an entry pass, down low, and we have free throws coming up for St. Joe, as Joe Inwergi went up strong, didn't get it to go, but drew the foul.
And that last offensive possession by Wildwood Catholic, that was just incredible ball movement. You talk about not wasting a dribble and just passing ahead. And Chuck Fields, I think that was a case, Mike, where he didn't realize how far under the basket he was. He literally shot the ball under the rim. And that was about as open as a duck as you're going to get.
And Wergy misses a pair. It's a battle for the rebound here, and Threet clears it ahead of the pack to White. Jalil White contact on that play. Threw it up, and he'll get 2. As Jalil White was ahead of the pack, Threet found him on the run, and it pays off with a couple of free throws right here. So an empty trip to the free throw line for St. Joe, and now we'll see if Catholic can cash in at the other end. Up by 8, 3:10 to go here. Second quarter, first free throw, way off the mark there, as White is sort of rubbing his hands on his shorts and trying to collect himself.
When that ball left his hands, we could tell from here that it had no chance not of going in, but didn't even hit the rim.
Second one looks a lot better and bangs home, so it's 30-21. Catholic up by 9.
That last foul was on number 11, Corey Blackwell, his first, team's fourth.
Benson, hard to the hoop, gets it to go, loses a shoe in the process. He'll have to play with one as he flings his shoe over to the bench. Now here's White back the other way. And a foul called on the play.
An intentional foul.
Wow. So an intentional foul called right there on Corey Blackwell as White was dipping through the lane ahead of the pack. Didn't look to be an obvious intentional foul call, but the officials must have seen something. So White will get free throws, and then Catholic will get the basketball here, a chance to really extend this lead. First free throw, back iron, no good.
And you're correct, Mike. I did not see exactly what Corey Blackwell did to necessitate an intentional foul call.
A pair of misses right there from White as the second one rattles out. And now Capizzoli will check in for him.
But that is Blackwell's second personal foul, 5th team foul. And Jaleel White missing those 2 free throws, now 1 of 4 from the line.
McGonigal quickly to Capizzoli. Threet offensive rebound. He can't finish. Grabs the rebound again, and that time gets it to go. Catholic crashing the glass. Now here's St. Joe. Ross, top of the key. Penetrates. Scoop shot with the left hand, and he's fouled on the way up. As it was Threet and Chuck Fields down there. We'll see who they get it on. Looks like Charles Fields will pick up the foul, and Ross will head to the line.
And that is who they're going to call it on, the 6'2 senior guard, Charles Fields. He picks up his first. That's Wildwood Catholic's 5th team foul here in the first half, 2:40 to play. In the second quarter, it's 32-23, Wildwood Catholic on top.
Ross's first free throw falls through. He has 10 points in the game.
Marcellus Ross now 5 of 5 from the charity stripe.
Conversation about who the foul was on, but it was Chuck Fields all along.
Coach Paul Rodeo wanted that foul on Taj Threet. So instead of 23, he was pushing for 32. And I can't blame him.
Of course, it's Ash Wednesday. Paul Rodeo Jr. coaching with the ashes on his forehead tonight. Here's McGonigal with the basketball as the second free throw was good from Ross. Alley-oop attempt there, looking for Taj Threet, and it sails out of bounds. Threet's got some height, but not that much, buddy.
Yeah, there was definitely miscommunication that time between him and Caleb Fields, and that necessitates a turnover. The 7th against Wildwood Catholic here in the first half.
Here's Ross, goes around to pick. Marcellus Ross, wild floater with the right hand, but again, bailed out with a foul call. And Marcellus Ross, he loves to shoot the basketball, never shy about pulling the trigger. And if they haven't been going down tonight, it's been paying off with free throws for him. We'll get 2 more right here.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was a wild shot and a bailout with that foul. Taj Threet, now he does have 2 personal fouls, 6-team foul against Wildwood Catholic. See how long Coach DeWeese lets his 6'7" sophomore stay on the floor with those 2 personal fouls. 2:19 to play in the first half. It's 32-26, Wildwood Catholic on top.
As Ross hits the first, his second free throw also good. Give him 13. Now here's McGonigal with the basketball for Wildwood Catholic, the junior, Jake McGonigal, across the timeline. Looking for Capizzoli. Can't find a lane to him. Now does. Capizzoli. Wild pass to Caleb Fields. Comes up with the basketball, though. Back up top to McGonigal. Thweet for three from the corner. All air there. The ball goes out of bounds. And it'll stay with Wildwood Catholic as there was a battle for the rebound down low. You don't see Thweet shoot a lot of threes, and that one's certainly off the mark. Here's McGonigal trying to get the ball in. Finds Capizzoli. Down low to Thweet. And Taj Thweet much better from that area, buddy, as he slams home two and the foul.
Yeah, that's a much higher percentage shot. Needless to say, as I like to refer to, that's the Thweet spot.
As we take a look at the replay there, provided by Matt Ulmer, Ulmer's Appliance Service. If you're watching the game on coastsportstoday.com, Taj Thweet with the jam. He has 12 right now to lead the way for Wildwood Catholic. And his free throw is also good, giving 13. And it's back to an 8-point game with under 2 to go in the first half. 35-27, Wildwood Catholic on top.
And credit to Matt Capizzoli. He was on that left block. He found his teammate on the right block. Gave Thweet a nice bounce pass so Thweet could catch, gather at the same time, and go up and finish with authority.
Here's St. Joe trying to cross the timeline. They do so. Gonzalez over to Umasella in the left corner. Top to Gonzalez. Umasella for three. His shot won't go down. Chuck Fields had the rebound for a moment. Taken away, though. And we'll see what the call is here. Still no signal. Still no signal. As the officials talk it over. It would appear we have a foul call, but again, nothing's been. Nope. They're going to. And that's why there wasn't a call, buddy, because they were figuring it out, and they're going to call walking against the Wildcats. And Paul Rodeo Jr. not happy about that one.
Now, no matter how that call was going to end up being going against his Wildcat squad. 1:33 to play here in the first half. It's Wildwood Catholic 35, St. Joe's 27.
McGonigal to Hopping, back up to McGonigal. Looking down low for Chuck Fields. Now to the left corner for McGonigal. He'll circle back up top. Man-to-man now from St. Joe, or almost sort of a matchup zone, I guess is what it is. Wild shot there from Caleb Fields. Can't get it to go. Battle for the rebound, and the ball will go back to St. Joe. Really what it is, buddy, I think is a box and one right now with the freshman Gonzalez trying to hound Caleb Fields. As again, the officials sort of take a moment to think about it, and they overturn this one, and now the ball will stay with Wildwood Catholic.
And the official is saying I pointed the wrong way, and obviously that's a correctable error.
They get it into Hopping, the Crusaders do. McGonigal banks one home, and that was a deep two as Jake McGonigal a couple of points, and the lead is 10.
Yeah, I don't think he called that from the bank.
And a turnover, McGonigal comes up with the basketball over to Hopping. Thought about a three, now drives, contact there, no call. Capizzoli up strong, it rolls off the rim. Still a fight for the rebound. That's Caleb Fields down low, and he gets two.
And right now, Wildwood Catholic just out muscling St. Joe's for loose balls.
Driving and missing was Ross. Here's Hopping ahead of the pack to Chuck Fields. Looking for Caleb Fields, stolen away by Gonzalez. Under 30 to go. Gonzalez. Umasella for three in the near corner. Front of the rim. Rebound down to Hopping. Now to McGonigal. Up to Caleb Fields, 17 seconds to go. Fields, and that ball is stolen away by Ross. A wild finish to the half here. Gonzalez takes the contact, and he'll go to the free throw line for two. As again, Jake Hopping got the clean block up top, buddy, but got him with the body down low.
Yeah, just a lot of activity going on, that's for sure.
And a warning going against the St. Joe bench here. As we mentioned, it was sort of a wild sequence without whistles, and I think both sides not thrilled with the way that sequence was called, but the officials taking charge, warning on the St. Joe bench. As you take a look at the foul there on the video replay, if you're watching on coastsportstoday.com. First free throw is good. First point of the game for the freshman Noel Gonzalez.
Yeah, play really, as you would call it, got hectic, ragged, up and down.
Second one rims out, Hopping with the rebound. 8 seconds to go. McGonigal has got to hurry to Caleb Fields. 4 seconds to go. Caleb Fields, step back, three at the buzzer. Down it goes, and the foul. So Caleb Fields with a chance for a 4-point play to end the half as he drains the triple and goes to the free throw line to shoot one more.
I'll tell you what, Caleb Fields just really showed how strong he is on that shot. His physical strength, which we talked about and you see it all season.
Free throw also good there from Caleb Fields. A 4-point play to end the half, buddy. And Wildwood Catholic, with a surge at the end of the second quarter, takes a 15-point lead into the locker rooms. Catholic on top of St. Joe, 43-28. We'll take a break right here and come back with some halftime stats here on 98.7 The Coast. half in North Wildwood as Wildwood Catholic leads St. Joe 43-28. Matt Ulmer's Appliance Service on the live video tonight. As always, this game brought to you by Drake Pest Management. Their certified, highly trained technicians will provide environmentally responsible pest management serving Cape May, Cumberland, and Atlantic counties. Call them at 609-861-9200 or check out drakepestmanagement.com. So it'll be St. Joe basketball to begin the second half, moving left to right on your radio dial or on your screen. Again, St. Joe wearing black with red and white lettering, Wildwood Catholic in the white home uniforms with blue lettering. Here's a Ross three from way downtown, and a good start for St. Joe as Marcellus Ross bangs the three. So Ross picking up where he left off in the first half. He has 16. Blunt are sort of looking at each other, not sure who was supposed to grab that one, but in the end, a turnover, and the ball goes back to the Crusaders.
45-31, 7:19 to play here in the third quarter.
Here's Chuck Fields on the right wing, back up top to White. And White back to Chuck Fields in the corner, entry pass to Capizzoli, high post, looking to the low post, ball's deflected into the backcourt, but by the Wildcats, so not a turnover there as White brings it back across. White all the way down the lane, lays it off to Thweet, count the basket and one as Thweet gets the layup to go plus the foul.
And again, good dribble penetration by the 6'5" sophomore, Jaleel White. He comes right through that lane. Nobody, when that help side comes towards him, he finds his teammate Thweet wide open on that right block.
As Thweet knocks home the rebound. Yeah, White, not a guy that scores a ton for this team, buddy, but so good with the ball in his hands. He's a playmaker.
Absolutely, and a lot of people believe his true position as he continues to grow, he's only a sophomore, will be the point guard.
Certainly great handle as Ross has the ball, and he drives for St. Joe, goes glass and scores. So Ross continues to pour in the points here, but St. Joe needs some stops, still down by 15. Capizzoli tied up. Wanted the jump ball, instead it's a traveling violation as he hit the deck, and St. Joe gets that stop.
Yeah, and that's a situation right there. They go to the middle against that zone defense, and Matt's got to just realize he's got to be strong with the ball. He's got to catch, turn, pivot, and find the right or the left wing and get rid of it.
Here's Benson. Now over to Ross on the left wing, around a screen. Sean Morris into the game for the first time. Ross jacked up a three as he was bumped there. He won't go to the free throw line, but he does draw the foul.
That foul's going to be on the 6'5" senior, Matt Capizzoli. His first, team's first of the second half.
So Ross to inbound for St. Joe. Gets it in there to Blackwell. Through the legs. Deep three from Corey Blackwell off of the back iron. Long rebound chased down by Benson. Stolen away by White. Jaleel White to the bucket and good as he scores on the break. Benson back the other way. Hard screen up top by Morris. Now here's Blackwell. All the way back up top to Ross. Ross dips in. Off glass. Way too strong. Thweet clears the rebound. Now poked away. And it looks like it went off of Chuck Fields. And St. Joe will keep it. 50-33. Comfortable lead right now for Wildwood Catholic. They had a 15-point lead at the break. Here's Morris over to Blackwell. Benson for three. His shot is good, so the freshman Benson knocks it down, and it's a 50-36 game.
And that's just the second three-pointer of the basketball game for the Wildcats.
Caleb Fields in the lane, short jumper, rolls off of the rim. Capizzoli crashing the boards. Scramble for the basketball, taken away by Ross. And now here's Marcellus Ross. Over to Blackwell. Blackwell into the corner. Back up top to Blackwell. Drives, kicks. Here's Ross. Here's a deep three on the way from Benson again. That one won't go down. And Jaleel White with the rebound for Catholic. Chuck Fields driving. Wild layup. Can't get that one to fall. And it's out of bounds off of St. Joe. Jacob Hopping into the game here in the third quarter as Capizzoli takes a seat on the bench. Chuck Fields to inbound here. Looks like it went off of Thweet's head. And we have a double foul called here, going against Jacob Hopping for Wildwood Catholic and Keyshawn Griffin for St. Joe.
Yeah, they mixed it up a little bit down there as Jacob Hopping was trying to set a pick, and Griffin was trying to fight through it.
They get it into Caleb Fields. He can't get it to fall. White can't get it to go, and the rebound down to Morris. And now a traveling violation against Benson. So both teams really looking to run as soon as they clear that rebound. That time, Benson just moving a little too fast for his own good. So it's Catholic basketball. 4:38 to go, third quarter. Crusaders up 50-36.
Keyshawn Griffin picked up his second foul, as did Jacob Hopping on that double foul.
Here's Chuck Fields. Post pass to Thweet. Thweet back to the basket. Somehow gets it over to Caleb Fields. Thweet crashing the boards and gets it to go. Another offensive rebound and put back by Taj Thweet. Back the other way. Pass laid off to Morris. He missed the bunny down low. Battle for the rebound. Ross saves it to Blackwell. Down the lane. Scoop shot. He can't get it to fall. Morris battling. Hopping down there. Hopping with the rebound. And now we have a foul against Benson. As Hopping working hard down low. He's a guard, buddy, but not afraid to mix it up in the post there, and he's able to grab that defensive rebound.
He has done a good job as the season has progressed of becoming a much physical presence out there on the court. His game's improved each time I've seen him play, and his physicality is what's really starting to come out.
Here's White in the corner, drives baseline. Jalil White, he's met at the rim there and blocked. That was Griffin on the tie-up, and now we have a foul called against St. Joe.
3:45 to play here in the third quarter. It's 52-36, Wildwood Catholic on top.
So here's Jalil White to the free throw line as he gathers himself. 7 points tonight, number of assists, number of rebounds as well.
And that foul on Sean Morris, a 6'5" junior. His first, team's fourth.
Officials giving White a moment to trying to get something out of his eye there. But whatever it was, he flushed it out because he hits the first free throw. And we could have a violation here as the ball was already passed to White. Taj Thweet came off the line. And so White won't get an opportunity for a second free throw there. Just not paying attention, Taj Thweet. Lane violation there. 53-36 though, Wildwood Catholic still in control. And now we have a traveling violation. Good defense there by White as he cuts off Blackwell along the sideline and forces the turnover.
That's the fourth turnover against the Wildcats here in this third quarter. And obviously trailing every possession is very important. Down 15 at the half.
He poked away from White, but right to Caleb Fields. Now back up top to Hopping. St. Joe still sitting in his zone D. Fields slicing through, gets it to go. And one, as the officials just ruled that they're going to count the basket. And a free throw coming for Caleb Fields, who of course ended the first half with a 4-point play. The 3 in the foul. Here's the more traditional and 1, the 2, and the free throw.
And that foul was on number 10, Devin Benson, his second, team's fifth already here in the third quarter.
Free throw good. The lead is 20 for Wildwood Catholic. Certainly danger time here for St. Joe. Gonzalez into the game. Floats a pass to Ross in the corner. Drives baseline. His floater is blocked. Looks like Thweet on the block there. And here's Hopping. Ahead of the pack to Caleb Fields. And he gets it to go. Great look there, buddy, by Jacob Hopping.
Yes, it was. And Hopping did it, as you said, dribbling with his head up. Found Fields streaking all alone. Found him for an easy layup.
So Catholic trying to put this game away right now. It's Hopping with the steal. And again, the tight court here in North Wildwood. A lot of places that would have been a layup. Here, though, Hopping steps out of bounds.
Yeah, unable to tiptoe along that sideline.
And you have to tiptoe over some feet.
Yes, you do.
On that sideline there.
Or the fans got to be very aware and make sure they pull their toes in.
If you're first row here, you're in the game, quite literally. Ross for 3, and that one is good. And boy, do the Wildcats need that. Still, though, a 19-point game. Here's Hopping. And poked away from behind there. That was Keyshawn Griffin. But the ball will stay with Wildwood Catholic with 2:25 to go here in the third. 58-39, Catholic on top. And Jalil White will reset. White to Caleb Fields. 3 ball on the way, and that one is good right in our faces here as Caleb Fields now has 24 in the ball game.
And he hit that one, as you said, he was right in our lap. Little contact, but nonetheless, again, showing his strength.
And blocked away by Hopping. Here's Jacob Hopping on the move and gets it to go with the left hand. 63-39. Gonzalez the other way for St. Joe. His back and forth action is what we have right now. And here's Caleb Fields the other way down the lane. He gets it to go. Don't take a breath, buddy, because this is end-to-end action right now. But in the end, Wildwood Catholic still very much in control. As we have a timeout on the floor, it's full. We'll take it with them. Back in a minute here, 65-41. Wildwood Catholic on top on 98.7 The Coast. When you're here in North Wildwood, now Catholic on top 67-41. As it's definitely trouble time for St. Joe. Ross, though, gets it to go and one along the end line. As Marcellus Ross now has 23 points. But I'll tell you what, buddy, it was that surge at the end of the second quarter, and certainly the 4-point play by Caleb Fields. Couple that with the dominance here in the third quarter, and this game pretty much out of hand right now for St. Joe.
Well, you hit it right on the head, Mike, and that 4-point play to go into the locker room, went from an 11-point lead to a 15-point lead, and you take that burst of energy. Then they came out, Wildwood Catholic, and rode that to start this third quarter. And the play going back and forth, it's real easy to trade baskets when you're up 23. But St. Joe's needs to get stops.
Yeah, great point. Here's Hopping to a wide open Caleb Fields down low. Caleb Fields now has 28 under a minute to go here in the third quarter. Ross into the lane. And that layup is off the mark. That was Javon Johnson into the game for the first time. Caleb Fields hits the wall here right at our end very hard. Trying to save that basketball. Comes up limping a little bit here, so certainly something to keep an eye on as, again, not a lot of room around the court here in North Wildwood. Caleb Fields can't knock the effort, but he went flying into that wall, which is padded. But I don't think it felt much better for him.
Oh, it's just a nice thick piece of padding on that wall today. Back when I played, it was just concrete.
Now is the 3-ball, top of the key. That one is good from Benson. So Devin Benson now has 8. St. Joe down by 22, though. 30 seconds to go, third quarter. Hopping to Caleb Fields. Over to McGonigal, who's back into the game. Back to Hopping. Trying to corral the pass, though, and it's taken away. Gonzalez on the run for St. Joe. And trying to draw a charge there was McGonigal, but they're going to get him with the block. So it'll be St. Joe basketball. About 18 seconds to work with here as we tick down in the third quarter.
Jake McGonigal, this 6-foot junior guard, he did a good job there, moving his feet, getting in front, trying to take that charge.
Benson with the basketball up top to Ross. Ross, 3-ball from the near wing is good. Marcellus Ross hits the triple. 8 seconds to go for Catholic. Crusaders cross the timeline. Caleb Fields, pull up 3, and that one is good. So Caleb Fields does it again to end the third quarter. 4 points at the end of the second quarter, 3 points at the end of the third quarter, and after 3. 72-50, Wildwood Catholic on top of St. Joe. Back after this on 98.7 The Coast. Just 1 minute.
1 minute.
Yep. Fourth quarter just underway in North Wildwood. Mike Frankel, Buddy Tarbotton as Wildwood Catholic leads St. Joe 72-50. Catholic with the basketball. Capizzoli down the lane. His shot won't fall. Battle for the rebound, and it's Blackwell coming away with the ball for St. Joe. Now over to Ross. Now Blunt in the corner. Back up top to Griffin, another freshman. And Blackwell. Blackwell down the lane. His shot is blocked by Capizzoli, but a foul called on the play. And it'll be Kendall Blackwell heading to the line for St. Joe to shoot 2.
And they're going to get Matt Capizzoli for his second personal foul. 15 foul against the Crusaders. And Mike, we got a final score in from Hamilton. The Wildwood Catholic Lady Crusaders beat the Lady Wildcats 52 to 21. That's a final score, 52-21. Mariana Papazulu with another double-double tonight as she scored 26 points to go with 13 rebounds. So the amazing freshman continues to rack up incredible numbers.
Absolutely. 2 missed free throws there by Blackwell. St. Joe not helping its cause there as McGonigal checks back into the game for Wildwood Catholic. Replaces Capizzoli. As the Crusaders look to put the finishing touches on this one, up by 22. Here's Benson with the basketball for St. Joe. Pull-up jumper is good. Nice touch from the freshman, Benson. McGonigal working the ball up the court. Now here's a lob down low to Thweet. Looking for Caleb Fields. He's able to gather on the wing. Fields through the lane, and a nice finger roll layup in the lane there from Caleb Fields.
What body control right there the 6'2 senior just showed. Finesse and body control.
At the other end, Benson looking for a foul as he got Thweet up in the air, but no foul called. The ball does stay with St. Joe. But again, the Wildcats still down by 22, 74-52, 6:47 to go here in the game. Ross to Trigger, into Blunt, now up top to Benson. Whips a pass over to Blackwell, who's able to catch it. Top of the key, Benson. Ross, long 3 from the front of his bench, nothing but the backboard. And Thweet comes down with the rebound for Catholic. McGonigal in traffic, gets it ahead to Hopping. Now here's Caleb Fields. 3-ball on the way, and another one. And another one he sticks right in front of our broadcast position in the corner.
He is 5 for 7, Mike, from beyond the arc.
36 points on the night for Caleb Fields as he closes in on 40. The only thing keeping him from that number might be Dave DeWeese if he gets an early trip to the bench here with this game pretty much in hand. St. Joe missing, Hopping, alley-oop to Thweet, and he jams home 2 more.
What a nice pass that time, hopping the cleat.
Here's a 3 on the way from Blunt. That one won't fall. Rebound and put back no good from St. Joe. Ross working on the boards down there. And a foul goes against McGonigal. As the guard working down low with some bigger players, and the foul will go against him, and Ross will head to the free throw line to shoot a pair. 79-52, Wildwood Catholic in control. First shot from Ross is good. Again, Catholic will open the Cape Atlantic League playoffs right here on 98.7 The Coast on Friday night. A game we'll bring to you against number 7 Millville. The winner to get either St. Augustine or Holy Spirit in the semifinals next Thursday night at Apsagami. Second shot good from Ross. He's got 29. Here's White all the way to the bucket. Left it a little bit short though. Ross the other way. Bounce pass to Benson. Bodies flying by him. Up top to Blunt. Now here's Ross for 3 in the corner. And hit on the play by McGonigal. So Marcellus Ross right back to the free throw line. This time he'll get 3.
Jake McGonigal gets whistled for his second personal foul. Check that. He's got 3 personal fouls. 6-foot junior coming off the bench. 7th team foul.
First free throw good there from Marcellus Ross.
He is now 12 for 12 from the foul line.
So 2 30-point scorers in the game as both Caleb Fields and Marcellus Ross have hit that number.
He's 7 for 22 from the field, but 12, now 13 for 13 from the charity stripe. He is 4 of 11 from beyond the arc, and he is 3 of 11 from inside the arc.
Second one good, third one good. So all 3 there from Marcellus Ross, but still a 22-point game as Wildwood Catholic is on top. Caleb Fields to Hopping. Hopping goes baseline, tries to power dribble into the lane. It's taken away. Here's Benson on the run for St. Joe. Benson to Ross. Ross, jumper from the baseline, and that one rattles home. It was a step-back jumper. And Dave DeWeese has seen enough at this point, and he calls timeout for Wildwood Catholic. Full timeout. We'll step aside. Back after this on 98.7 The Coast. Jacob Hopping fouled on the way to the bucket as we rejoin you here in North Wildwood. So Hopping heads to the line for Wildwood Catholic. Crusaders up 79-59 here in the fourth quarter. Mike Frankel, Buddy Tarbine with you on 98.7 The Coast. Hopping's first free throw is good. Give him 5 on the night. This game brought to you by Razzietta Funeral Home, taking pride in offering personalized service to each family. Razzietta Funeral Home on Hand Avenue in Cape May Courthouse. Second free throw also good from Hopping, who's had a nice game off of the bench. He now has 6, 81-59, Catholic in control. Ross up top to Gonzalez, the freshman. And traveling as he was looking for a teammate in the corner, trying to get it to Blackwell. And Catholic cut off his path and a traveling violation.
Exactly 5 minutes left to play in this basketball game tonight. The Crusaders on top very comfortably, 81-59.
Here's Hopping, poked away from behind, but a foul called. And Jacob Hopping heading to the line to shoot 2 more. That one going against Gonzalez, his first. So 2 more free throws here for Jacob Hopping. Sophomore transfer from Holy Spirit. He's been the 6th man off of the bench. 6th man overall, 1st man off of the bench for Dave DeWeese this season as he hits the first.
Jacob now 5 of 5 from the charity stripe.
Second free throw is long, and Ross snares the rebound, and he's on the move. Marcellus Ross. Hand off to Benson. Up top to Gonzalez. In the right corner, Blackwell, wide open. Benson up top for 3. Rattles out. Thweet battling for the rebound. And they're going to get the sophomore Taj Thweet with a push in the back. And some free throws coming as both teams are in the bonus here.
And that's going to be the 4th personal foul, Mike, on Taj Thweet.
So it'll be Gonzalez. Another one of these freshmen in the rotation here for St. Joe head coach Paul Rodeo Jr. At the line for a 1-and-1. Gonzalez takes his time and hits. So Noel Gonzalez with 4 points on the night. He gets the second one here. 82-60, 4:38 to go. Wildwood Catholic in control. Could be some lane violations coming. Nope. He hits the second one. Gonzalez does. And here comes Catholic working against this 3/4 court pressure from St. Joe. Caleb Fields, cross court to White. Corner for Hopping. Into the lane for McGonigal. Caleb Fields thought about a 3. Back top to McGonigal as those two play catch along the left wing. Now Fields goes baseline. They're going to get Griffin with the foul there, and that'll send Caleb Fields to the line to shoot 1-and-1.
6'5" freshman for the Wildcats is going to pick up his third personal foul. 8th team foul. Both teams at the 8 with 18 fouls with 4:18 to go. 82-61, Wildwood Catholic on top. Caleb Fields at the line.
Hits the first as he inches close to 40 for the game. Give him 37 now. Capizzoli into the game for Thweet.
And I'll tell you, with 4:18 to go, there's still a shot. Wildwood Catholic could hit triple digits.
Do we get a free taco or anything for that? How's that work down here?
I don't think we get anything free.
Caleb Fields hits the second. He has 38. And St. Joe with the ball. Good denial there by Hopping, who's right in the face of Ross. Great defense here. Long 3 on the way, though, from Ross, and that one's way off. McGonigal with the rebound. Gets it up to White. He's double-teamed and a turnover. Gonzalez to Ross. 2 more for Ross, who's also inching closer to 40. He now has 36 on the night. Fields through some traffic. And that ball landed out of bounds there, and it'll go back over to St. Joe. This game brought to you by All-State agent Joseph Campbell, proud supporter of Cape May County sports. Visit him in Cape May Courthouse for any of your insurance needs today. As Gonzalez. Now up top to Benson. St. Joe with the basketball, not in any particular hurry here, down by 21. Benson thought about a 3. Now launches a 2 from the elbow and hits. So a nice touch there by the freshman Benson. He has 12 in the game.
That was a nice strong move by Devin Benson, the 5'9" freshman guard.
McGonigal pulls up his dribble, finds White along the baseline. Up top to Caleb Fields. And now stolen away by St. Joe. Gonzalez to Ross. Marcellus Ross. Will he hit 40 first? He's at 38. White to Capizzoli. Wave it off as they get Matt Capizzoli for a traveling violation. Dave DeWeese, fair to say less than thrilled about that one?
Yeah, absolutely. Coach DeWeese not happy at all.
Here's Gonzalez for 3. And he knocks it down. So all of a sudden, this game not quite over just yet. as Gonzalez nails the triple. Give him 8 for the game. And all of a sudden it's a 14-point game as we'll keep it right here for the moment. 84-70. Wildwood Catholic on top, and just maybe a little bit lackadaisical down the stretch here as Deweese is, you can hear him from here, ripping into his team right now during the timeout. He wants his team to close.
Well, Wildwood Catholic hasn't scored a point in almost 2 minutes. So they've kind of gone asleep offensively. As you said, they got a little lackadaisical, and they need to re-energize themselves because St. Joe's has shown all year long they are a team that can get up into the 80s and the 90s as well. They have a lot of weapons. They have a lot of guys that can come down. Coach Paul Rodia does a good job of keeping his guys fresh. But he's got almost a 10-man rotation. Talking to him before when we were up there, he almost said he had a 12-man rotation. But the bottom line is Wildwood Catholic needs to get patient offensively, but they also need to score.
Little trouble getting the ball in. They get it into Capozzoli, who's double-teamed. And now a foul goes against St. Joe, and Capozzoli will walk the court, and he'll get a 1-and-1 at the other end. 5 points in the game for Matt Capozzoli, senior starter for Wildwood Catholic. One of the team's leading rebounders, does a lot of the dirty work in the paint this year. Now a chance to give Wildwood Catholic a little more breathing room. First free throw is good.
And real quick, I got to give my shout out to the Jet family that's spread all over the United States. Katie and Joey that are in Utah at BYU, Mary that's in Kansas, and Billy and his wife that are down in North Carolina. Hello to our loyal listeners.
Hello out there as Capozzoli hits 2, 86-70, 3 on the way from Benson. Hit the side of the rim and bounced out of bounds. And again, a 16-point lead here for the Crusaders with the basketball. 2:34 to play as Hopping will try to get the ball in. Again, having a little bit of trouble, and it's taken away. Here's Blackwell down the lane. Blackwell, left-handed layup, short. Hopping with the rebound. To Capozzoli. Up the court to Thweet. His pass too hot to handle for Caleb Fields. It sails out of bounds. It'll be St. Joe basketball. Here's Blackwell on the move as they quickly inbound, the Wildcats do. Gonzalez. Back up top to Benson. Benson pull-up jumper. Front of the rim, no good. Capozzoli comes down with the rebound as we approach 2 minutes to play here in the fourth. 16-point lead for Wildwood Catholic. And now a foul against Jalil White. We'll send him to the line. Double bonus time. 2 coming for White.
That foul right there was called on number 14, Noel Gonzalez, the 5'6" freshman guard for Coach Paul Rodio's Wildcats.
So White, 8 points in the game, getting 2 free throws right here. First one falls through for White. This game, of course, brought to you by Wildwood Catholic. For 69 years, Wildwood Catholic High School has provided a value-centered college preparatory education to the youth of South Jersey. To find out more about becoming a Crusader, go to wildwoodcatholic.org. White hits a pair. And now 3 ball on the way from Benson. That one won't fall. White with the rebound as well. Gets it over to Caleb Fields. Under 2 to go. Down low to Thweet. Count the basket and the foul for Taj Thweet as Blackwell got caught reaching in. Thweet now with 24 in the game. 90 points on that scoreboard right now for Wildwood Catholic, buddy. Yes, 100 certainly possible.
Yes, with 1:54 to play. And Corey Blackwell, he picks up his 4th.
Thweet hits the free throw, give him 25 for the game. Gonzalez working quickly at the other end. Ross, another deep 3 on the way, and that one is off of the back of the iron. Now here's Fields, ahead to White, and a stuff from Jalil White. And that could be the exclamation point tonight.
Yeah, that was no doubt about it, that's for sure.
Here's White right back ahead to Hopping as Ross was blocked at the other end. Jacob Hopping gets his own rebound. Back up top to White. As Catholic looks to kill some clock here. Caleb Fields over to Hopping. Hopping drives. Lays in 2. Nope. rimmed out on him. Can't believe it. And St. Joe comes back the other way. Ross. And we have a charge on Ross as it was Caleb Fields. I'll tell you what, buddy, he's got close to 40 points tonight. The game pretty much in hand. He's still taking a charge here for his team.
Yeah, that was, Caleb Fields really stepping up right there. And Marcellus Ross will now come out of the game. That is just his second personal foul. And now Coach DeWeese is sending in his mass substitutions as well. So both teams unloading their benches right now.
St. Joe battling, but finally waving the white flag there, getting some subs in, and Dave DeWeese and his staff follow suit with just a minute to go here in the game. As Wildwood Catholic will improve to 19-2. St. Joe will fall to 17-6. 3 ball on the way right there. No good from Greg Carroll. And the rebound comes down to St. Joe. Some of the JV guys, some of the deeper bench guys getting some burn here late in the fourth. And St. Joe turns the basketball over. Capizzoli gets his curtain call as he's the last one of the regulars to head to the bench for Wildwood Catholic. McGonigal still in the game. And 4 reserves as well for the Crusaders. Tom Bowl in the game for Wildwood Catholic. As the Crusaders just work the ball around right now, 10 seconds to go. And it's a layup down low for Greg Carroll. So the senior gets 2 off the bench. And that will put a bow on this one as St. Joe launches a 3 and misses at the buzzer. And that'll do it here in North Wildwood. 95-70, the final, as Wildwood Catholic takes care of business here against St. Joe. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back to wrap things up, give you the stats and more after this on 98.7 The Coast.